All right, welcome back. I've got a bit of a different concept in today's video because I watched some videos. I didn't even think about it. I just ended up seeing this one video on my feed and watching it. It kind of just brought me through a whole mind space and like way of thinking when playing a game that's much different from what I currently do, and I gotta say it's helped me significantly. So credit to Luxalai on YouTube. You know, if you, he's got some very helpful stuff. At least I think so. And I've watched like tons of videos on like how to or like fixing gameplay and things like that. I watched how to rank up video. That was the first video I watched. Or it was how to get to Brawlhalla, and I didn't even really clock that, but it was just, there's a lot of good points in it that, you know, you can take from. So if you got time, or if you're actually interested, I'll link that in the description. And also there's how to beat 6 spammers, which is just always helpful. And I've watched a few in the past and they didn't, I don't know if I really just didn't absorb the information or didn't try, but just today I took some of the information from both of them, and honestly it made a big difference. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do some replay review of the last 4 matches I played, or the only 4 matches I played today. So one of the points that Luxalai makes in the video, how to rank up, is not to play too much, right? So I'm playing the King Zuba like I have been, and one of the points he makes is not to play too much. So don't play with the mindset of just, oh, I gotta play more and things will get better. Because I've played recently and I had a lot of issues with just mental and being like, oh, it's just a bad stretch, it's just some unlucky games, and I moved on and kept going and assuming that it would get better. But that was not the case. It actually got worse and my mental just declined. So he said just to play 5 games and then do replay review and kind of see what you could have done better and what you may have missed opportunities on, things like that. See, just there, like, I went into these games with the mindset of basically not playing the way I normally do, not just kind of doing shit, just throwing shit out mindlessly. So kind of playing around them and just reacting to what they do, and basically there's no rush, because I know a lot of you have seen me throw out combos and just extensions and bullshit that just doesn't connect. Like, I'll throw out like a full gauntlet combo that he's not even in anymore. Like, I'll hit side light or D-light side light, and then I'll try and GC end light, and he's just not even there because he's dodged away. You know what I mean? Like, it's little things like that. So I started just keeping the mindset of just don't do too much, just play very minimally, do what, you know, can be punished, basically. So the whole time we're watching these replays, you'll notice how I try my best to space and punish like reckless attacks, because throughout silver and gold there's tons of like recklessness, and I am guilty of that as well. Like, you'll still see me throw stuff out, it just doesn't connect. Like, I had an idea in mind of what I wanted to do, and then it just didn't work. Like, it didn't connect because he didn't go where I thought he was gonna go, or didn't do what I thought he was gonna do. So like here, boom, he down sigs and I punish it with a side sig. Like, it's simple things like that, that if you just slow down the gameplay, okay, he tries to edge guard me with, you know, down sig, and then I get over him and he's stuck in that animation basically. And one of the big things Luxalai talks about is the frame data of like SIGs, specifically when going against 6 spammers, because you've got like the active frames right here, it's ending, boom, it's done, but he's still got to recover through the animation. And see, by this point I've already started up my side sig. Okay, here I believe he's just about ready, and he could spot dodge if he was really like thinking that, but by this point in his mind it's a little too late. So I hit him with the side sig and he's dead. And this whole time I've been kind of thinking this, keeping it like in the front of my mind. You see just there, like each time he throws something out, because I noticed when we started the game he was even reckless with it unarmed, so I decided to start spacing even when he was unarmed, because there's a lot of people who don't do that, and then there's a lot of people who do. So yeah, and I ended up 3-stocking, which is honestly, I haven't done that in a long time. So that was the first game. The second game was another Tezca, which kind of funny. But this one, I believe I won by 2 stocks. So yeah. So same thing. I believe we got boots a little more, so I decided to, do what I could with them. I didn't weapon starve. I didn't do too much. I kind of just threw out what I thought was gonna hit. Little and like there, he's a little more movement oriented than the last guy, and see, like that was perfect. That was absolutely perfect. See right there, watch spacing. Okay, boom, boom, boom. He throws out this sliding down sig, which usually catches people when they're being reckless, and it works. But I jump, do a little dash jump, back up, land on the edge, make sure I throw out some attack. By the time he lands, his animation is done, and by the time I get there, I'm already hitting him with the side leg. So that's just cover it, you know what I mean? Like, you basically just pick the right option in that moment, and you can move on. I don't know, it's kind of crazy to hear me even talk about it myself, because this is basically what people have tried to tell me like over the years, because I started playing this shit so long ago, but I never really put so much thought into it. There's a couple here and there where I just do a lot of like side lights on the boots, because he was a little more movement oriented, as I said. But there, I just kind of try to cover all the options, all the points. There was a point, I don't know if it was in this match or the later ones, where I did get a little bit reckless, and I was just like, okay, don't force it. Like, just because they're on low HP does not mean you have to force the stock. Does not mean you have to lose your mentality, you know what I mean? Just don't, like that there, even that, something as simple as that. Before this, I would have been losing my mind, like, what the heck, oh my god, he's so low, I've got to get rid of this stock, panicking. I probably would have got hit by the weapon throw and then died, but I took my time, waited for him to throw it up. I don't know why he did that, by the way. He threw it up, and then you see downsing him, basically. So yeah, it's just little things that you got to be mindful of. And this coming from these probably like people are like, oh, well, it's about time, yada yada. I could definitely be better if I actually took the time to do this kind of stuff and play this way. But I don't know, I was just trying to have as much fun as I could. But it's hard to have fun if you can't play effectively, you know what I mean? Like, you can have fun if you just don't care, but if you're playing like a competitive game like this specifically, when it comes to like fighting games, it's a little hard, especially when you're losing consistently over and over and over. It's hard to keep that mentality of like, oh, I want to keep playing and I want to win and I want to get this rank and yada yada yada. It's hard, but there's little things you just gotta adjust. Like when you look at like higher level gameplay, like if you were to say hypothetically watch some pro stuff like the Brawlhalla just passed, you'll see that a lot of the gameplay is just based at neutral, and then even through that it's just pokes and looking for openings and testing the waters, you know what I mean? And then you kind of, okay, I was being a bit generous with the SIGs here, because I was like, okay, maybe I can get away with the slide charge. But basically, also that was kind of crazy. I threw my weapon and lost force. Anyways, yeah, if you look at the gameplay, it's much more fast-paced and slow at the same time. Like, you'll get more fast-paced like recklessness in lower ranks, like you see in my games, and then you'll see like cold, calculated, just fast and slow pro gameplay. And if you compare that, it's like, okay, they only throw out what the good option is, and if you play like that, then you can win. And consistently for those 4 games, I won each one at a big stock advantage, like a whole stock up. You know what I mean? Like, it goes to show, you know what I mean? Like, look, same thing, just here, punishing. Okay, he did a down sig, punished it with a dare. I kind of figured that he was gonna do it. I'm floating. I like floating around, you know, especially when they have options. Like, he's in this point, this specific point, I'm diagonal to him. He's got N sig, which would hit me, but if I fast fall, I can dodge it. I could, well, I think I dodged before this, but yeah, I dodged back because I knew he was gonna do something. So he ends up side sigging, and I dodge back, create the spacing, land on the ground, and then just kind of dash forward and do, I believe it's dash forward. No, actually, I just end sig, or side sig. But yeah, it's little things like that, you know. And coming to the second last game, we met in Orion, and actually, I was kind of surprised in this one, because I was worried, because I usually have issues with Orions. So I tried to keep that same mental and, like, basically what can I do to get around, you know, spear lance bullshit, because as you can see, they do a lot of side light, and that catches. Side light on spear catches a lot, so having to get around it is a little hard. So you have to be wary of what they can do in their spacing for this matchup, and it's, yeah, just learning matchups. That's another thing Luxalai mentions, is like, and he's speaking more towards like the people in Diamond getting Brawl and Platinum, whatever. You know, learning your matchups, you know, and what you can and can't do against them, and the spacing required to punish certain sigs and all that. It makes sense when you get to a higher level. Like, at this point right now, I don't practice like combos. I kind of just freestyle my gameplay when it comes to like combos. Like, I don't practice true combos or anything like that. I don't practice, you know, I don't go to training, which is probably one negative that I should improve as well, is not even like going into practice for 15 minutes at least. So I'll try and rectify that, but as far as it is right now, I just kind of do what feels right. Like, look at that, I got him with a recovery dare. You know what I mean? Like, just little things. Like, I could beat all these people just not even using full combos. See, not going off the edge against the Orion. You know, they love to do their speared N-Sig. I think that's N-Sig, or is that down-Sig? I believe it's N-Sig. You know, they love to do that. And then when they're on Lance, they just, that edge guard, you know, it's bad, but you can get around everything. There's always an answer. So, move on here. I took the weapon. Not throwing out any too risky options. Obviously, I get beat by range there. Okay, he dodges it. Okay, second part of my side sig beats his. And it's hard to stay grounded against spear if they're already grounded, because again, you got all those options to worry about. Unfortunately, the down sig doesn't hit. I go over him because it's probably the best option against Lance, at least in that situation. And then I get hit by a little true combo, which is, you know, it's unfortunate. I lose a stock and then we're even. But I continue with the same mindset. I don't lose my head, even though I know that we're both on one stock, and I've panicked a lot of times when I've got like reversed 3-0 basically. Yeah, so just float around, space, look at that, spacing. I throw out a down sig just to see if it works. Weapon throw up because I know he's coming right down. Space that side light, space the side light. With the GCN sig. I thought it was just going to cover some area there. The side light, the Sarah doesn't hit, unfortunately. but we make it back. So that was the second last match, and again, I usually struggle with Orions, and he was spamming like they normally do, so I'd call that a win. The last one, we ended up coming across a Volkov, which was weirder than most, and for some reason I just stopped and didn't even like go over to attack him or grab the weapon. I don't know why, but I was just feeling like really patient in these games. And I knew that Scythe, you know, bullshit. I decided to float around, do some empty hops, and make sure that I couldn't get caught by any Scythe stuff. Any like dare fishing or nair fishing, you know. So when he's grounded, I stay bit empty hopping, and he was not afraid to go unarmed, so I did take advantage of that. Did what I could. I didn't want to do too much. So especially with a character that has high enough attack, like you don't have to go for full strings. And especially on hammer too, like you don't have to go for extended combos or strings like that unless you have the freedom to. You know, at some point when I do learn them and, you know, I'm able to punish even better, like right there, I shouldn't have done that end line. Like I knew this was a bad option, but it's one of my bad habits when I hit something like this low to the ground nair or sire and then follow it up with something that's not true and I get punished for it. See, because end light on hammer pushes you forward, and so because it pushed me forward, it pushed me into the hitbox of that, in which I could have waited for a punish and done a side sig through his hitbox after it was finishing. There I tried to stay stacked because I don't know, I just felt like staying stacked there was the best option, even though I believe I can be punished for it, but stomp does work, so took a risk there. Just weapon throwing is pretty safe though. I wanted to keep the hammer because it's very simple and it's got good damage, especially since you've got like 8 damage or something like that. And then yeah, he's just throwing out random stuff and I try to space. Look at that, perfect jump over the Sair. See, I'm here grounded, jump, see him do a falling Sair and jump over it, punish, jump over, fall behind, wait, behind, and then do a stomp. And by this point, I believe I was looking to try and get a stomp Sair because I'd never paid enough mind in games to do stomp Sair because I was being so reckless before. So the time that I had, like patience wise, there is the one time I got an actual successful attempt at a stomp Sair, and I was like, oh nice, I got it, but I messed up because I did diagonal dodge. So usually I chase dodge, I like stomp and then chase dodge upwards after the hit, but I did a diagonal input, so I didn't get it, unfortunately. There I just got caught by whatever sig that is. I believe it's an N sig, but I don't know. Yeah. Now we're back to unarmed. I was hoping for hammer. I thought I rolled a hammer, but I didn't. And then I got boots, and I used the best option, you know. Jumped, and yeah, that's basically it. Just slowing down the gameplay, and basically playing around them is what I concluded this to be. So with all that in mind, I'm going to continue to play like this and do this, and then I'm also going to implement the training before playing, because I did not go into training at all today. I just kind of just went right into ranked, but it as you can see, worked out for me. So we'll do more of that. I like playing this game, so it'll be more than 5 games, but yeah, I think it's very helpful. So shout out again to Luxley for the videos. Again, I'll link them down in the description for y'all if you are interested at all. But with that being said, I'm gonna take my leave. I appreciate y'all, and yeah, I'm done.